XCN's 10X pump about to happen. Stack your bags. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil. Keeping technical analysis short and sweet. We saw in the other video I made, Bitcoin is having its little bit of pullback and the rest of the market following suit. So what we can see with XCN right now is we are building higher lows. If we can be holding this point, we can expect to start pushing upwards a little bit, maybe retrace at that 200 EMA, and then start our weaseling way over this 200 EMA. But then our real pressure is in between this area. So currently at 0.011, if you have not entered into XCN, you most likely have if you are watching this channel, which reminds me, like and subscribe if you have not, but 0.011 is its current price. I say 10x because on this chart, not on the other chart where the all-time high is 18 cents, the minimum we can be expecting for this bull run is around 10 cents. That is my expectation. Personally, I do believe we are going to have some major resistance here around 5 cents. Some people pulling profits. And if you've seen in my previous video about leverage trading, you can imagine people are putting major leverage in buys on XCN. So say they have $100 and they want a 10x. They are trading with $1,000. It is bottoming out. So if it pushes up a little bit to the 200 EMA, they may just close their position, which would have that little bit of rejection. And that's just talking about the futures and leverage trading. That's not talking about the people who just do spot trading. A lot of people are seeing the way this market's moving. We are getting resistance on that 200 EMA, but it's very weak. So the next tap to it could be that break and that push to the red line downwards. If that does not happen, we are most likely just want to see this consolidate over that 200 EMA. No real quick movements, but ideally breaking that downward trend line, we may get rejection at 0.02, test this as support, push up to 0.03 more or less before rejection, test this as support, push up to the 0.01 is a possibility, or 0.05, sorry, is a possibility. Definitely going to see some rejection here, potentially all the way back down to 0.03 or lower for XCN. You say, Neil, how do you get that justification? Well, just looking at it, the Fibonacci right here, we can see if we have that push up, right here is 618 around 0.33, the full one retracement is here. Now say that we push from the bottom up to that 0.05, more or less. 618 is down here at 0.024. That's a potential retracement. When we hit 0.05, a 50% decrease is still a possibility. I could be incorrect. We could just see this thing fly past 5 cents, but I believe there are a lot of sellers within that 5 to 7 cent area, 618 previously being around 0.65 cents. And you see in the past we had a major rejection all the way back down to 5. So there's a lot of potential I guess resistance on the way up. Don't just think this is going to be a fly, straight up to 10 cents. Could I be wrong? Yes. Do I think I'm wrong? No, but to each their own. We are clearly building that support, and the RSI looks healthy. The volume is picking up down here, so there is still a lot of major upside potential for XCN. If you've seen my other video, I may have explained it a little better, but this is kind of what we are looking at right now. So if you haven't entered anywhere in this area, isn't a bad bet. Don't put in a stop loss. Could we see that retracement down to 0.008? Anything's possible just to grab liquidity before it takes off. I don't think that is going to happen. I think we got a pretty good support in base right here around 0.01. And we're just pushing in between this 200 EMA and this upward trend line. Moving on over to one of my favorites, Tornado Cash. $14. If you guys missed your $11 entry, we see back here in May, I said when we break this $11 area, that's where we're going to start seeing some bullish movement. Clearly, you had many opportunities to get in. Even with those wick-offs, you could still be buying around $9. When we broke that, we pushed all the way up to 14. Major rejection with whatever news came out, and then immediate push off the 200 EMA. We had this downward trend line we needed to break. We clearly broke that and pushed all the way up to 18 before testing it as support, as well as that 200 EMA, which is very strong, pushing it up. And we can expect the retracement to be right here around the 618, just below $13, before building some consolidation, not busting through the 200 or the CM guppy and getting it as support to push it back up towards $15. When we can get past $15, the only real resistance is this 1650. And beyond that, there's a lot of upside, 459 being its all-time high. Currently at $14, can be traded on MEXC. If you have not used that reference link in the description below, it's greatly appreciated. And MEXC actually has the lowest trading fee platform of any platform I've ever used. I highly recommend using a VPN. If you sign into MEXC, have the VPN going in the background. It'll put you in the Netherlands. And you'll be fine to trade and very low fees. So it's a lot cheaper to get in and out, unlike Coinbase, where they charge you a ridiculous percentage just to do a single trade, depending on how much money you are playing with. But Tornado Cash is definitely one of my favorites. And lastly, I got 5% battery Doge, holding above that 25-cent mark. If we can hold this roughly 24 cents as support, then we are dealing with this next resistance at 29. But beyond 29, it's very weak, and we could see a push all the way up to around 41. So almost double money from where we are currently sitting. If we hold this as support and we see a little bit more volume, RSI looks healthy, we could start seeing this push back up to the 29 cents. Most likely in the next video or two, I'm going to be explaining that we are at 29 cents, and when that is broken, 618 being up here around 35 and beyond for Doge. Keeping in mind, once it breaks 48 cents, major cup and handle pattern, it's got a long way to go to start reaching some all-time highs that are not listed in this chart. But Dogecoin, even though it is a meme, it is holding support. The chart looks healthy. It follows the pattern of Bitcoin, just like the other currencies. And Elon Musk backs it, I guess. That's another reason to buy. But that's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. References in the description below. Tipping addresses in the description below. And good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you on the next one.